we have to have confidence, confident. The confidence comes from logic, through the logic of the absolute, measurement. There is called logic, absolute measurement, and the logic of the relative measurement. They call two kind of themas, two kind of themas. Thema means cognitions. So if we are use the study more measurement of the absolute truth through the logics, then we have really more understanding of the quality of the Buddhas. Today, I think who don't know these things, then maybe when we hear it's wonderful, but sometimes some people think, oh, this is some kind of story of, this. Today's people, they talk about story of the gods, story of the gods. They are saying that you can make story of something, God appeared, bring some chocolate and things like that. This is a little bit story of the gods. But actually not like that, if you know more logic. So therefore, anyway, Rinpoche says the Nagarjuna's the thesis or books, like the they call root of Madhyamikas. When we know the all phenomena, nature is natureless, or all phenomena is the natureless. When we have confidence of that, then may be possible understood directionless, timeless, measureless, etc. Then we understood a little bit. Today we talk about Buddha's wisdom is boundless, limitless, and so on and so forth. And it's wonderful to hear, but maybe you don't have no certainty. But when we know about, Chandrakuti says, Nagarjuna says, when we know the natureless of the all phenomena, then you will understood the essence less of this durationless and timeless, etc. And that case, then maybe, like universe and partless particle are event. Eons and momentary can be same, at that level. Because there's no such, that level, there's no such really, that kind of thought or conception and etc. So at that time, whatever appears, whenever appears, is like more equalisms, oneness, etc. So when we understood that, then maybe, he said, then you understood of the body of the wisdom, which is totally free from the four extremes, four extremes. So four extremes means that today, if something arising, we think either it arises from cause or non-cause, or neither of these, or what called Dali, Yenli, or neither of this, or both of these, etc. Some of they are understood, some need, but in the reality, there's no such really arising like that way. So every angles are naturally, primordially liberate in the absolute point of view or absolute measurement of the cognitions, right? Cognitions? Right? Cognition? Understood? Cognition? Okay, I'm not sure, but yes. So then he says, and that level, then we are equalism of the, even sentient beings and Buddhas are oneness. And you understood that. And that is the really and genuine go for refuge. Genuine go for refuge is that one day, when we understood of the, the all phenomena oneness of nature is oneness. I think oneness, nature is oneness. There is no such kind of separations of the Buddhas, sentient beings, etc. The absolute measurement point of view. Okay? Today we are based on the relative. Relatively, the Buddha's imaging is very important. Buddha's speech book is very important. Stupa is very important. Temple is very important. Mantra is very important. Okay? However, so when he said, so all and whatever appears are equalism and oneness of the body of the Buddha. When you recognize that, then that is the genuine refuge to the Buddhas. And they power of that blessings. Then 3 kayas of the Buddha's activity is never ever ended. Yes. Never Jamgön. And so therefore we have such kind of devotion to the quality of the Buddhas, because understood that Buddha's quality is the, however, the understood of this reality by the power of the realization of the reality. Then they said that we have such kind of undestructible devotion will be appears to the 3 kayas of the Buddhas and endless of the activities, as well as limitless of the qualities. So then he used one quote: Sonji konda sonji tuindehi seba mela tuihepar tubi nyambar tegenji tegencheba mantongos. Konda. So here says this Nagarjuna's word. This is a very important word. So therefore I read in English. Hopefully this translation can be very good. Unliberatory in the ones who is Buddha and who are beyond limitations or elaboration of unending, unliberates, ceasing, causing corruption, none of which see the Tathagata. That which is the Tathagata is nature, is this migratory nature. So anyway, this English I didn't understand much, but I will speak a little bit of my things. So the genuine Buddha is the beyond the conception and thought and arbitrary and etc. Okay? And that Buddha is the genuine wisdom. Here they are talking about, I think, who are beyond the liberation and ending. This, what is this actually all liberate? What is this all liberate? Tupaji. And then unending? Okay. Anyway, separ mela tuhepas. So whoever, Buddha is like beyond that, but whoever makes, like Buddha is white, Buddha is golden color, Buddha is Indian, if you make like this, so that person will never see the really Buddha, genuine Buddha. So that means the genuine Buddha is the beyond this, an absolute point of view. What? The oneness, equalism, Dhammadhatu is the Buddha, genuine Buddha. So nature of that Buddha and nature of sentient beings are oneness. Yes. So if we understood that, then undestructible devotion is there, undestructible refuge is there, inseparable of the union Buddha is there. So we have understood of the really genuine reality if you really want to know Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So therefore refuge is very important teaching. Relatively, without refuge, we cannot do anything. Absolutely, if we don't understood or have realization of the Buddha, and we never become enlightenment. So therefore, I think, please don't make that refuge is very cheap. Refuge is really important. Also, etc. There's many these kind of words in the Indian masters. So Mipham is only one word. And then we have to understood that way. And that way, relationship is huge good temples. So if really someone who's remembering of the Buddha's Dhammakaya, equalism, oneness, reality, luminosity, immortality of the three kayas, etc. And then that is the king of the remembering of the Buddhas. Jesus temple, so anything of the you remembering, that is the king of the remembering of the Buddhas. If someone really little understood of the such Buddhas, and then even you praying one time, merely you pray, or you do one prestations, or offering one flowers. I think ancient time flower can be very small. Today we have medicine and condition and many things. We have big flowers. Even one flower,